Hey, welcome. It's funny. In the next few minutes, you're probably going to check your phone, or an email will pop up. Maybe you'll even buy something online. Our lives are just so deeply digital now. And while that's amazing and super convenient, it also comes with a whole new set of rules and, yeah, a few risks. So let's dive into what is basically the user's guide for your digital life.
To kick things off, here's a pretty heavy thought from the one and only Stephen Hawking. He basically says that the only form of life we've managed to create is a destructive computer virus, and that it's a reflection of us. Wow. It's a powerful idea, right? And it really reminds us why understanding this whole digital world is so crucial.
So, here's our game plan. We're going to start by uncovering that invisible trail you leave online, your digital footprint. Then we'll get real about the dangers that are actually out there. But hey, we're not just going to talk about problems. We're moving right into the solutions. How to be a responsible digital citizen, how to build a toolkit to protect yourself, and finally, how to look after your own health in this new reality.
Okay, first up, your invisible footprint. Every single time you hop online, whether you're searching for a recipe, checking a sports score, buying a ticket, you're leaving behind a trail. Let's take a closer look at what that trail is really made of.
Just think of your digital footprint like a collection of digital breadcrumbs. You leave them with every single click. From the websites you browse to the emails you shoot off, this trail of data is painting this surprisingly detailed portrait of who you are. Now, this footprint isn't just one thing. It really comes in two flavors. First, you've got your active footprint. That's the stuff you know you're sharing, like sending an email or making a social media post. But then there's the passive one, and that's all the data you leave behind without even thinking about it, like your IP address or just your browsing history.
And all of this brings us to a really critical question. I mean, when you delete a post or you clear your browser history, is that information actually gone for good?
Well, the short answer is no, not really. While you can totally delete data from your own device, it's often still living on some remote server somewhere that you can't touch. And what that means is, once something is out there, you kind of have to assume it could last forever, which is exactly why being mindful of the trail you're creating is so important.
So this idea of a permanent data trail, well, it leads us right into our next section, the dangers in the digital world. Because it's not just about the passive footprint, there are some very real, active threats we all need to be aware of.
Right. This is the question that probably keeps a lot of us up at night. With so much of our lives happening online, how do the bad guys actually get their hands on our most sensitive information? One of the most common tricks in the book is called phishing. Here's how it works. A criminal creates a fake email or a fake website that looks exactly like a real one. Maybe from your bank or a store you like. And the whole goal is to trick you into giving up your password or your credit card details. They're banking on it looking so authentic that you just won't notice.
And then there's another really nasty threat called ransomware. Okay, imagine a thief breaking into your house, locking all your valuables in a safe they brought with them, and then demanding money for the combination. That's exactly what ransomware does to your digital files. It locks them up and holds your data hostage until you pay up.
But not all hacking is a bad thing. On one side, you've got your black hat hackers. Those are the criminals, the ones breaking in to steal your stuff or just cause chaos. But on the other side, you have white hat hackers, or ethical hackers. These are the good guys. They're actually hired by companies to find security holes before the criminals can, which makes everyone a whole lot safer.
Okay, that was the scary stuff. Now let's totally shift gears and talk about empowerment. This next section is the Responsible Netizen's Guide. Think of it as your official rules of the road for navigating the digital world safely and ethically.
So there's this word for a digital citizen, a netizen. And honestly, it's just anyone who uses the internet. But being a good netizen, well, that's not just about protecting yourself. It's about helping create a better, safer online space for everybody. So what does that actually look like day to day? Well, it pretty much boils down to three big things. Being ethical with other people's content, being respectful of everyone's privacy and their different points of view, and being responsible enough to just not engage with cyberbullying or feed the internet trolls. And this all extends to how we communicate with each other. The goal is simple. Try to be precise, to respect people's time. Try to be polite, even when you totally disagree with someone. And try to be credible, because every word you type is building your online reputation.
All right, now we get to the really practical stuff. This section is your personal toolkit for protecting your digital self. It's filled with real, actionable steps you can start taking today.
First off, it's super important to understand the difference between two key ideas that get mixed up all the time:
Plagiarism is an ethical problem. It's passing off someone else's idea as your own. But copyright infringement, that's a legal problem. That's using someone's protected work without permission, even if you give them credit. It's a small difference, but it's a really important one. Preventing cybercrime really just comes down to a few powerful habits. First, lock down your setup. Use strong, unique passwords, and please, keep your software updated. Second, just be smart about where you go online. Steer clear of pirated software. Only buy things from secure HTTPS sites. And the golden rule, never ever click on suspicious links or attachments.
And finally, our safety isn't just about data and passwords, is it? It's also about our physical and our mental well-being. So let's talk about your health in this digital matrix.
The key to physical health in a digital world has a fancy name: ergonomics. It sounds complicated, but all it is the science of setting up your workspace, your chair, your monitor, your keyboard, in a way that reduces strain on your body. Trust me, proper posture and having your screen at the right distance can save you from a world of hurt down the road.
So you can think of your digital well-being as a three-part checklist. For your body, it's all about posture and taking breaks. For your devices, it's simple stuff like keeping them clean and cool. But maybe most importantly, for your mind, it's about finding that healthy balance between your online life and your real-life connections.
And that's really the core message here, isn't it? Online friends are great, and those digital connections are valuable. But they just can't completely replace that rich, fulfilling feeling you get from actually spending time with people face to face.
So let's end right back where we started, with your footprint. We've established it's basically a permanent record of your time online. So the only question left to ask yourself is, what story do you want that record to tell? What do you want your digital footprint to say about you?